Hey nerds, dive into the unsettling world of Longlegs, a film that redefines psychological horror with its blend of suspense and supernatural elements. Let's get into it right now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I'm Nathan. Today we're exploring Longlegs, a new horror thriller directed by Osgood Perkins and starring Nicolas Cage and Monroe. This film promises to unsettle and captivate with its eerie narrative and striking performances, but does it deliver? Before I begin, I want to give you some insight into what it's like to review films as a critic. While seeing productions early can be exciting, there's usually about 8 to 10 hours of work after viewing to deliver a review to you, and sometimes the viewing experience itself isn't ideal either. So I saw this film last Monday evening after a full day at work. My main job is running a STEM youth nonprofit, and we're currently running a fundraiser, so there's a link down below. The screening was in a tiny theater, and by the time I arrived, the only seats available were very close to the screen at a weird angle. To make matters worse, the AC went out in the theater. So full disclosure, this likely affected my immersion in the film. I was always keenly aware I was in a movie theater, so not the ideal viewing experience the director intended. Anyway, the spoiler-free logline for this film is, in pursuit of a serial killer, an FBI agent uncovers a series of occult clues that she must solve to end his terrifying killing spree. Longlegs blends the real and the supernatural in a chilling thriller that leaves a lasting impression. As I mentioned earlier, this is directed by Osgood Perkins, known for his dark, atmospheric films like The Black Coat's Daughter and I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. Longlegs continues his exploration of the horror genre with a unique twist on the psychological and supernatural elements. Perkins is the son of the legendary actor Anthony Perkins, who famously portrayed Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's classic Psycho. He brings a rich horror heritage to his work. All right, so getting into the cast of this film, Monroe plays Agent Lee Harker, an FBI agent with exceptional, perhaps supernatural perception. Monroe is recognized for her performances in It Follows, where she portrayed Jay Height, a young woman pursued by a supernatural entity in a modern horror classic that received critical acclaim for its innovative approach to the genre. Also in the guest starred as Anna Peterson, delivering a strong performance in this thriller about a mysterious soldier. Monroe also impressed in Watcher, not to be confused with this year's The Watcher, which there's a review above there for that one. She played a woman who suspects she's being stalked, showcasing her ability to convey intense paranoia and fear. Her experience in these roles makes her a perfect fit for the tense and unsettling atmosphere of Longlegs. Nicolas Cage is an executive producer on this film, and he also plays Longlegs. I'm not going to show you a good picture of him because you should really see what he looks like in the film. So he delivers a wild and intense performance that is quintessentially Cage. Very over the top. You either go with it or you won't. Cage is known for many things, such as his films Leaving Las Vegas, Face Off, Pig, and Mandy. Blair Underwood plays Agent Carter, Harker's colleague who helps unravel the mystery. He's great in this film, and I'll get to him a little bit later when I get into the analysis, but he's of course known for lots of things because he's been in the business for a while, but just to name a few: LA Law, Self-Made, and Dear White People. Alicia Witt plays Ruth Harker, Agent Harker's mom. Her role contributes to this film's deep psychological layers. Witt is known for her work in Dune, Urban Legend, and The Walking Dead. And finally, Kiernan Shipka plays Carrie Ann Camera, a real Longlegs survivor. She adds to this film's complex character dynamics. Shipka is, of course, best known for her roles in Mad Men, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and Totally Killer. All right, so let's get into the film. So this film's cinematography is exceptional. The film's visuals are stunning, capturing eerie and unsettling atmosphere perfectly. The entire film maintains a high level of tension and dread, making you feel constantly on edge. Nicolas Cage's performance, as I mentioned, is full wild man mode, bringing his signature intensity and unpredictability to the role. Monroe portrays Harker with nuance, steadily displaying her character's inner struggles with social anxiety, or you could read her as being on the spectrum. Blair Underwood is studied throughout the entire film.
Him again. We're real late on this one. Looks like the family's planning a trip. Friends assume they've gone, so no one bothered to check in on them. Found plane tickets for Los Angeles and reservations for Disneyland. Sounds like a nice idea.
But he has a standout performance in the third act of this film that's really, really great to see. Lisa Witt is exceptional in this film.
Will you tell me the honest truth about something?
I'll try.
Do you still say your prayers?
I really can't say anything else beyond that. Kimmy Schick has a very brief scene in this film, but it's very memorable. So I was glad to see her, and I hope we see her in more things coming up soon. So the narrative and the themes in the film. While the film starts with a sort of Silence of the Lambs vibe.
Hello?
The supernatural elements add a unique twist, though they may not appeal to all viewers. And honestly, they weren't my jam, even as a sci-fi and fantasy nerd. The third act twist wasn't entirely satisfying to me, but like I said earlier, it was elevated by Underwood's performance. The film generally maintains a good pace, though some parts might feel a bit slow to some people. In conclusion, I think Longlegs is a film that blends psychological horror with supernatural elements, creating a deeply unsettling experience. Despite a few pacing issues and an ending that might not satisfy everyone, it stands out for its exceptional cinematography, atmosphere, and strong performances, especially from Nicolas Cage, Maika, Monroe, and Blair Underwood. Longlegs earns a dinner party rating. It's a film that invites discussion and dissection, perfect for fans of psychological horror who enjoy a blend of the real and supernatural. So I've given a lot of horror/thriller films recently a 7. So if I had to rank them, I would put The Watchers at the bottom, followed by Longlegs, then Maxine. Again, the link is above. And of course, I gave A Quiet Place Day 1 a higher rating than a 7. However, my reaction may be colored by my viewing experience, which I mentioned earlier. After that, I asked the distributor Neon for a screener, but they wouldn't send me one. Maybe I'll enjoy this movie better at home. Finally, was this movie overhyped? So recent advertising campaigns had it at 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, and now it's at 86. Currently, it's sitting at 64% audience score. I think it was just marketed well, like any product in a capitalist society. I think the reviewers who reviewed it early were honest, but they were horror film enthusiast reviewers, so you have to take that into account when you listen to the subjective opinion of any critic. I, for instance, have an affinity for sci-fi, so I'm probably looking for aspects in sci-fi films that won't necessarily resonate with a larger uninitiated audience. So it's probably a good idea to find a critic or critics that you gel with instead of looking at a Rotten Tomatoes score. Anyway, have you seen Longlegs yet? What did you think of the blend of psychological and supernatural elements? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and share. Please subscribe for more in-depth analysis of film and TV. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.